Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Elex Blind. Now I have arrived in Hort, which is the headquarters of the Clerics.
The Hort, a place of contemplation and study. The knowledge of the old world has been gathered in this place.
And it's also the last of the faction capitals that I have to explore before I finally join the faction myself. Oh, they have vending machines. Oh, and you pay with old world coins? Which is a pity because I'm pretty sure I sold mine. Damn it. If I knew that I can buy healing potions with them, I would have kept them. But I guess it is a cool sort of way for the clerics to differentiate themselves. Like, the Berserkers are living basically on a medieval level of technology, whereas the clerics, their city has all of the trappings of a modern city, with all of the utilities of that.
Don't try anything, all right?
Okay, let's talk with everyone here.
What do you think you're doing?
So, there is a guy called Hans.
The Hort offers safety to all of us.
Which he apparently doesn't have.
The Hort offers safety to all of us.
Doesn't have anything to say. Collide. Lewin, that's the trader, right? What about you?
Where did they pick you up? You look like you've walked through the whole Alb War to get here. Here, take this. It looks like you could use it. Just don't tell anyone, all right?
Interesting. They emphasize nutrition over appearance and taste here.
It might not be the best you can taste, but a healthy mind and body is better than a dead mind and body.
Okay, he's very he's very suspicious because he speaks as he speaks like someone who has never seen this place before, but supposedly has been sent on an important mission by the cleric leadership. So it makes no sense whatsoever. I'm pretty convinced at this point he's impersonating a cleric for whatever reason.
Thanks. The food is appreciated.
Manners, too. I hope you stick around. From now on, though, you'll have to fit in with the daily rations. Once a day, in the refectory. It might not be tasty, but it'll keep you alive. The daily rations are free for our happy family of clerics. Everyone else has to pay.
How long have you been in charge of the refectory?
I was assigned here when the last food technician sent a dozen men to the infirmary. It wasn't my first choice, but the job came with a promotion, a safe posting, and a complete absence of rippers.
Why did you join the Clerics?
You mean, why am I still not living on the border of Tavar, waiting for outlaws to kill me, burn my home, and steal everything I own? And that's if you survive the Albs, the local wildlife, the mutants, and yes, the cleric raiding parties. It was join a faction and stay alive. So, glory to Calaan. Yes, there are some issues. Some of our order are a bit strict to the point of being an asshole, and the food sucks, but at least we're not murderous outlaws.
Oh, why is the food so bad?
Ignadon's rocky soil isn't the best for growing things. So, we have to supplement with manufactured substitutes. Nutritionally balanced, designed for body, and a balanced metabolism. They sort of forgot the flavor.
I can give you some food for my supplies.
I take that offer of help. But you're right. Maybe supplementing our supplies is a good idea. I know some people on the outside who haven't joined the faction. They could trade with us. Yeah, that would help them and us.
Why haven't you started trading already?
Because I want this done diplomatically. To organize something we can keep going in the future. That means finding someone who understands the people out there as well as those in here. Do you think that's you?
Where are the people you want to trade with?
They've set up a makeshift camp southwest of Hort. Find our outpost out there and go north. You'll find them there. See what they need, and if we can make this a long-term arrangement, right? That will make a real difference.
I can negotiate the food supplies for you.
This will take tact. I don't want guns waved around. There's to be no bloodshed. But if you really want to make a difference and help us start working together, then I'm prepared to trust you. They put together survival packs with fresh meat in them. They're hunters, you see. If you could get me 20 of those packs, anything we can get to supplement what the foraging units bring in has to be a help. So talk to them and see if you can make it an ongoing arrangement.
Do you have some food for me?
I can understand that you're hungry, but you will have to wait 24 hours for another serving. That's the way it goes.
What goods have you got?
Of course.
Okay, so a bunch of liquor, a bunch of potions as well. Okay, this is actually pretty decent. This is basically a health potion by another name, which is hilarious because it's also booze. I wonder if I can get drunk in this game. I will buy this. Resistance to fire. To be honest, I'm going to buy all of the recipes. They are not very expensive, but might be useful. I am not going... That will be what? 900? No, that's pretty much all of my money. So no, I'm not going to do that. I will buy like, I don't know, 10 of those. Okay, let's continue. This goes out. And this goes out as well, just to a different place. I'm already lost. Okay, here's the entrance. So let's keep to that. I guess this is like an advertisement or like, you know, a bulletin board. But I can't read that because it's all in a language I seemingly don't understand, which is a bit weird because everyone in game, all of the characters, are simply speaking English. Although maybe as an ALB, Jax has some sort of inbuilt translator, but it only works on, you know, unspoken conversations. Why are those cities full of valuable stuff that seemingly no one cares about? Like, I find that a little bit hard to believe.
Are you looking for something specific?
Yeah, I'm generally looking for, you know, people I can speak to. Quest givers and the like.
You have things to do. Go and do them.
You didn't come here to pray, did you? I can spot the devout. And you don't look like you're here to ask for divine assistance, am I right?
Yeah, I don't really need divine assistance. That's true. I am, you know, in real life I am an atheist, so it obviously, even in games, I am kind of skeptical of religion, unless it is sort of directly built into the world to such a degree that it's unquestionable that those gods actually exist and you know, manipulate reality. But it doesn't seem to be the case here. In fact, somebody mentioned that there is no mention of the god Calaan before the comet struck, so it seems to be a manufactured religion. You know, after the collapse.
You're right. I don't need assistance.
Ha! I knew it. You know, there is a reason why I wanted to talk to you. For all the thirst for knowledge in this place, people can be a little focused. They want logic, straight answers. They forbid anyone from looking deeper into things. And that's crazy. I mean, knowledge is wisdom. Wisdom brings you closer to Calaan. So what's wrong with getting some answers? Which brings me to you. I'm betting you have answers, and I'm betting you're the curious type.
Does Calaan approve of betting?
Yes. No. Who knows? I mean, some of those texts are hard to work out. Unless you just believe what people say they mean. But then I guess that's why I keep getting in trouble. So, are you going to help me?
Yes, but first, what kind of teacher are you?
Teach me something.
Yeah?
Okay, you're a charisma teacher. But I don't want to really learn any of this. But we're not done talking.
Tell me your problem.
Have you ever heard of the prophet Arvid?
No. Should I have?
Oh yeah! He's the founder of our order. The reason why the Clerics exist.
Tell me about Arvid.
Well, sure, okay. Like I said, he's the founder of our order. He was born about 200 years ago, we think, and he was the first to be enlightened by Calaan. After the comet hit, it was his burden and his privilege to lead people into a new future, to save those who had survived. The first followers were here, in the Hort. They had saved technology from destruction, and Calaan showed them how that technology could be used to help all the people of Magalan. They reached out to others, but not everyone listened. You can see what became of the rest when you look to Tavar.
What did Arvid do?
He wrote the rules that have bound us here in the Hort. And our ancestors began research on how Elex could be used for the good of all. With it, even though our community was small, we were able to defend ourselves from the malice of the godless.
All seems a bit vague.
Yes, I know. I mean, some details have been lost in time. Some believe Arvid still remains among us, although that is nonsense. Some uneducated people wanted to proclaim him a god, even during his lifetime, but he always spurned this idea. It is likely that he saw his time coming. According to the lore, grief about the unreasonableness of people tore him apart from the inside. And when he could take the pain no longer, it is said that he left the people with the words of Calaan and went into the Great Light.
Okay, I have to pause for a second, be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Scholars are still arguing to this day about what the Great Light is exactly. Some say that he rose to heaven to Calaan. Others claim that he set forth to find the reason for the crater. But that's exactly my point. I want to know more, but only certain scholars are allowed to see the text. But there's something about Arvid, something about those early works that doesn't make sense. And I can't work out why. But will they let me in the archives to study his writings? No. I sneaked in, they threw me out. I was lucky to avoid re-education. Concentrate on what's right here, right now, they told me. It is only possible to change the future if you draw the correct conclusions from the past. they said.
Okay, so I'm definitely interested in this side quest. As I said, I am naturally distrustful of religions, especially organized religions with like hierarchies and sets of rules and all that, because I see them as a tool, as a societal tool to manipulate people. And it seems very possible that something similar is going on here, because I am doubly suspicious about the fact that only the priests, like only the higher echelons of the clerics, are even allowed to study their holy books. Like, why do that unless you're worried that they don't actually make sense? If you're certain of your religion and if you're certain of your God, then what's the harm in letting everyone see his holy message? If it is supposedly so perfect, then what's the harm in letting even unbelievers try to find flaws in it, if it is perfect? But the problem is, more often than not, and I definitely believe that about real-world religions, is that the supposed word of God is not actually perfect. It is more often than not a bunch of nonsense written by people thousands of years ago in a totally different sort of state of societal and technological and scientific understanding. Those were backwards people from our current perspective, and it is reflected in those supposed holy texts. They are full of barbarity and stupidity and contradictory scientific nonsense, pseudo-scientific nonsense that does not find any kind of any kind of confirmation by contemporary science, because it's simply, I do not believe the holy texts are the word of God. They are the word of people. And the people at the time obviously didn't know what they were doing. They didn't understand the world. They didn't have the, the necessary scientific tools and the scientific understanding that we have today. And that's the reason why those holy books are so full of contradictions and nonsense. But I feel like if you're trying to hide those books, that only makes your religion more suspicious. So I'm definitely interested in this side quest.
So you need access to the archives?
No. Well, yeah, that would be great, but for now, I just need a book. All that I want is a copy of Arvid's teachings. There has to be a written copy, or a recorded copy somewhere. It's just not available to us out here. And that bugs me. So, do you think you can get into the archives and get it for me?
Yeah, I think so. Even though technically it's stealing, but I do believe it's in a very good cause, because if this religion is fraudulent, which I do sort of suspect that it might be, then thousands of people are being lied to and their lives are being shaped by something that is not even true. So
why don't you ask if you can work in the archives?
You think I haven't thought of that? I'm barred. Punishment for breaking in. And I've no idea when they'll allow me back. I would like to give you the following, in any case, before you are on your way. I am certain that I can get something from the recordings that will be of use to all of us. Then, maybe, I'll finally understand what our purpose is.
What can you tell me about the archives?
It's a store of knowledge from before the comet hit, and it is where all information found in the rest of the world is brought. Our archivists are attempting to glean all sorts of information from the scraps of data we were able to retrieve from outside the Hort. The work is very time-intensive, so the archivists don't like it at all when people interrupt their work. So, they will have you thrown out if you manage to get into the archives without authorization.
Why is this book so secret?
Because we are to serve Calaan in combat and not to interpret his words. They say we are missing the necessary vision to understand his divine message. But I would like to learn that for myself instead of having it spoon-fed to me. Maybe it's nothing. But I can't let it go.
I will get you the book from the archives.
Thank you. This is one mystery I can't wait to solve.
Any suggestions for how I get into the archives?
I've been thinking about that, and there are 3 ways. You could watch to see when Karl, the guard on the archives, leaves his post. That might take a few hours, and I personally have never seen him leave his post. But hey, he has to move at some point, doesn't he? Or you could access the security console and put your name on the access list. But the simplest and most obvious solution is for you to join the Clerics.
Well, I'm not sure about that last one, but that's partially why I'm here, right? To determine whether I want to join the Clerics, because I've already determined for sure that I don't want to join the Outlaws, so of that much I'm certain, but the rest...
You know you shouldn't be here, right?
Shouldn't be here, you say. Okay. I already feel a bit lost, to be honest. As you probably already know at this point, I'm legendarily bad at pathfinding. Okay, so this goes through like a higher level, so let's stay over here. There's a guy with a name.
Whoa, 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 watch yourself there. It's not safe around here. Trust me, you gotta watch your step. Otherwise you'll end up squashed flatter than an Alp's conscience. Just be careful, alright?
Was that a threat?
What? No. It was a warning. But don't let me keep you with all my chatter. I've gotta get back at it. I'm reckoning you're not that into ore extraction techniques anyway.
I do know a little bit about that.
You're mistaken.
I am?
I can't sleep at night for my excitement over electrolysis and carbon monoxide reactions.
Ha! Yeah, yet weirdly when I start talking about that stuff in bars, I put people to sleep. Here, take this. Always good to meet a fellow enthusiast. I found that out by the crater. Nice piece, isn't it? Hope you like it.
What are you doing out here?
Here, we are the farmers of industry. While there are those who tend the land to grow food, we feed industry. There's not a drone, fighting machine, or regulation hair clip that's not made of the metal we mine here.
Why don't you just have the machines work for you?
They claim it's too tricky for robots. I think it's just too tricky for the programmers. They assumed mining was easy, and so... several flat robots proved them wrong. Well, producing enough for the front line is the Hort's first priority. Besides, there's more to mining than boring and smashing. Not that the people they send here are always better than machines. Cross a Suggestor and there's a good chance you'll get sent here to try and mine out rock after someone's rewired your brain. But maybe you're not a prisoner sent here by a Suggestor.
Do you need something doing here?
Maybe, but outsiders don't usually work out well here. Listen, don't get me wrong. You came from outside and I'm still talking to you. That should be enough to make it clear I don't have anything against you, but, you know, this work is tricky. That said, maybe I can think of a way for you to earn some shards, if you're willing.
What do you want doing?
It's a bit of an ask, but an outsider's my best bet for getting it done. You see, I want Eli to disappear. He's a prisoner here, and he's a threat to the community. And now the Suggestors are saying they can correct him. That they can put him in armor and send him out with weapons. And I am telling you, the guy is a ticking time bomb. That can only end badly.
What? I don't intend to kill a person just because one guy said he's potentially dangerous. Especially because that's a very slippery slope to start punishing people for potentially doing something. Like, that's, you know, there is a very slim subset of laws that govern something like that, at least in Poland, where, for example, you can be punished. It is actually a crime to to bring about a possibility of like a great, for example, like a great, what's the word, accident, like by recklessness. It doesn't have to actually happen for you to be punished, but it only works in certain very specific cases where the potential for harm is huge and it encompasses multiple people and like lots of infrastructure, and it has to be brought about by, you know, direct mismanagement, direct sort of recklessness of the highest degree. But killing people because they can be potentially dangerous is, you know, ridiculous in the bad sense of the word.
Why do you think he's dangerous?
I saw it in his eyes. There was nothing but blank hate there. I don't care how strong those suggestors think they are. It's hardwired into him. He ain't gonna erase that with suggestion. He is going to blow, and they will have put a weapon in his hand when he does. He needs to be taken care of before he kills people we do need.
Why can't you just leave Eli to the suggestors?
Oh, they can be successful. I've seen enough people turn up here like drones after being given the treatment, but it's not 100%. And taking a chance with him is taking a chance with other people's lives. How is that a fair gamble? Besides, I don't want him hanging around here as a cleric. No, someone needs to get Eli out of that place and through the Hort's gate. Then someone can kill him outside the Hort and no one would know. They'd all assume he'd escaped.
If anything, I would rather have him literally escape, especially if he's a prisoner here. Presumably he himself would also like that.
What's to stop me telling someone you're planning to murder someone?
Nothing but your conscience. If you need a better persuasion, sure, I'll pay you, if you get the job done. And believe me, telling the suggestors something would doom me, but it would also get them paying attention to you. Think on that.
Yeah, this is very sketchy. I'm not doing that, and in fact, I am seriously considering, you know, ratting him out to the actual authorities, because I think he is actually the dangerous one, to suggest that I go killing people on a suspicion of what they might do. Like, that's a bit deranged, if you ask me. Oh, that's Stormson from the Berserkers.
Are you Stormson, the Berserker?
And? Who are you? Oh, I can see from that look. Angrim sent you, didn't he?
How did you get here from Adan?
Look around you. That should give you a clue. As we left Goliet, we ran into a group of clerics. The guards, the ones Angrim sent to kill me, decided to pick a fight. They lost. The clerics saw I was a prisoner and gave me a choice. Fight, leave and be free, or come and join them. A choice. An actual, real choice. Not like Angrim. And so I'm here. And so now you found me. And so, what happens now?
I feel like everyone should be let to make their own choices. You know, left free to make their own choices. So if he didn't like it with the Berserkers, I hope he's going to be happy here. I'm not about to kill him, especially because he didn't even do anything that wrong. He was just questioning the Berserker tradition, which, to be honest, I find to be a virtue in itself. I think all traditions should be questioned, all customs should be questioned, and you should constantly ask yourself whether a certain thing is actually good, actually beneficial, or whether are you just doing it because your ancestors have done it, you know, since time immemorial. I'm one of those people. I find tradition in itself to have no value whatsoever. I feel like just because we have quote-unquote always done something is not a good enough reason to keep doing it.
Angrim wants you dead, but I'll let you live.
You travel half the world and you'll let me live? How can I trust you?
You'd prefer it if I just killed you?
Now you do sound like you've come from Angrim. No, I'll live. Now I finally got a chance to. But if you do go back to Goliet, tell Akira I'm doing alright, and if she can ever tear herself from her plants, she knows where to find me.
I'll make sure she gets your message.
Thanks. You know, I thought Angrim would send someone after me, but there's no way I thought that person would leave me alive. It seems not everyone in Goliet is an asshole. If you find Akira, tell her she should give you my old things. I'm not going back there, so you might as well have them. Take them as thanks.
Okay. I do feel very lost though. I have no idea where I've been and where I have not been. Okay, this is the refectory, so it actually gives me a little bit of a clue. It seems I've gone in a circle. So let's go, you know, by the inner circle, as it were.
What are you doing here?
Okay, that's where I entered originally. I have not been here, I think. Let's check this building out.
Sure, okay.
Yes, I think we can do that.
I think you can just leave it like that.
Oh, that's the cleric from that was living in Goliet.
I was hoping I would find you here one day. I couldn't really talk to you in Goliet. Everything moved so quickly. Here, please take this as thanks for your help getting me out of Eden.
Were there any problems during your escape?
I'm still breathing, but only just. As you surely remember, Rika, the wife of the warlord, assigned me to a group that was transporting a seedling. I got a good way from the fort, traveling disguised as a cultivator.
So what happened?
Well, the armor is one thing, but eventually they asked me questions about my job. After all, those berserkers had nothing else but that damn vegetable.
And were you found out?
Yes, I could see their suspicions growing. So I used the next chance I got to get away. When we were ambushed by a mulch, I fled. Luckily, I ran straight into the hands of a cleric patrol. From then, it was child's play to get back to Hort from there.
That's all I need to know.
Right. Well, thank you for everything. I will never forget this.
Okay. Dietrich.
So, you're here to report for initiation.
Initiation?
Instruction, education, a preparation for readiness. My name is Dietrich, and it is my job to ready all new initiates for the trials that will face them. But before you ask any more questions, let's get one thing clear. All the free people need to be properly trained if we want to survive what's coming. Those Albs want to destroy us all. I won't accept a lack of discipline. I expect loyalty, hard work, application, and results.
What do you think is coming?
The Albs. What? Do you think they will just disappear tomorrow? And while we are waiting for them, the outlaws are plotting something in Tavar. That Duke has plans. So, we must plan too. Plan and train. If you want to progress, then that's what I need to see. That's what Calaan expects. It is what you should demand of yourself.
What do you want me to do?
Someone has been undermining the training program we have here. Some of the initiates have been caught taking chems. I mean, it's a crazy thing to do, but some people do it to gain an edge, but end up becoming addicts. Look at the Alps. I need to find who is bringing this poison in and selling it to our initiates. You don't have something to do with it, do you?
You suspect me because I'm new here.
I wanted to test your reaction. You'd be tied up and neck-deep in jackal shit by now if I really thought you were behind it. Remember that, if you get tempted in the future. But whoever it is, I want these bastards dealt with. And if you found one set, can you find these assholes too? I want you to track them down wherever they are, in the Hort or beyond. Are you with me?
About the Elex smuggling. Why do you trust me with this?
You weren't here when all this started, so you can't be part of it. But this isn't just blind trust and hope. I'll be watching you and making sure you stick to the task.
I will find the criminals behind this.
Good. My information says that the Elex is coming from somewhere to the south. There's a recon post there in the ruins of an old fort. Start there and turn everything upside down if you have to. If our people don't cooperate, show them this warrant. And tell them I want answers.
I am tempted to ask this. I doubt he will kill me on the spot just for asking, even though it is kind of rude.
If the training's so strict, how come you're just sitting around?
I do so every day, and my tasks aren't easy. I take care of internal matters and coordinate training. And I get into the field when I can. You have to stay sharp to provide the best training, and to understand our enemy. If we are to work with the free people, if the clerics are to save the free people from the Alps, this is what we must do. That will be all. Dismissed.
Excellent.
Some things are better off buried.
You definitely got the wrong end of the stick.
If you're here to train with me, then forget it. If I see you running around with an holstered weapon, you're going to get a very painful weapons safety lesson. You have to earn the right to train here, Initiate.
I know how to defend myself.
So you say. But I'll bet as soon as you see an Alb Raider flying over your head, you'll crawl into a hole like everyone else.
Will that be the Mark 7 or the 8 with the reswept intakes? Because hiding won't work for those things. You're best dodging the attack runs, then aiming for the lateral vents.
Are you trying to tell me you could evade their target tracking systems?
Better by running than hiding in a hole.
No way. You'll shove your face in the dirt as soon as one turns up. But maybe someday I'll pick your brains about what you know. Until then, keep training.
How is the fight going against the Alps?
Badly. We've just lost a lot of good men out there. We only have Judicator Ulrich's war strategy to thank for the fact that Hort hasn't been overrun by our enemies.
How can I earn something for myself around here?
You take the next step of the journey and show your commitment. The Hort suffered an attack by mutants about a week ago. They came from the north or northeast, and the survivors returned that way. The men I sent after those survivors haven't returned. If you find out where the mutants are coming from, there will be a fair payment waiting here for you.
I'll kill those mutants.
I'll give you the coordinates I sent my men to. See if you can find out what is bringing those mutants so close to the Hort. Then kill them and return to me. You're dismissed.
So, you're a combat instructor.
I am Paladin Hagen, and I teach more than combat. I teach the art of fighting. Body, mind, and spirit combining into the finest fighting force. Only the purest, strongest, and smartest can train with me. You see, there's been war on this planet ever since that damn comet came down, bringing Elex with it, and we are the only ones who can end it.
You said you are a paladin?
Correct. Only a paladin is allowed to wear armor like mine. But we paladins aren't just warriors for Calaan with special abilities. But we are also researchers, searching for new uses for Elex.
How can I become a paladin?
Wait. You are being serious?
Yes.
Well, first you have to go to Judicator Reinhold and prove that you are worthy of joining the Clerics. If Judicator Reinhold accepts that you have the right abilities, then you'll be permitted the honor of becoming an acolyte. That is the true beginning to your journey. Acolytes may become legates, if they have enough training and they earn the honor. And it is only legates who have the right to be promoted to become a paladin. If you truly wish to succeed, you'll need to focus on achievement at every level. Without that, you will never advance.
How can I train here?
I only train acolytes and above. And even then, I choose who I train. You must want to commit. You must want to understand the art of combat, not just the brutality of it.
Who do I speak to about joining the Clerics?
Judicator Reinhold takes care of prospective acolytes. You can find him and Judicator Ulbrich in the cathedral, a large building at the rear of the Hort.
What goods have you got?
Okay.
Damage 64, but this is very expensive. Very, very expensive. Okay, what would that be? 1,000 for 500. I think I'll buy them all. It's going to be all of my money, but this is my best weapon, the plasma cells. Yeah, I'll buy them all, and I'll buy like that's what, 200. I can afford that. I'll buy that as well. And this. This is a very good weapon, but I can't afford it. Let's accept the trade for now. At least I have some ammunition for my ranged weapons.
Hey, do you have my package?
What package?
What? Oh, excuse me. Just forget it.
Who are you waiting around here for?
For the package. Well, the guy with the package. That's why I asked for the package. And as you don't have the package, then we don't have anything to talk about.
What are you doing here?
I'm a chemist. I mix things to keep the mechs from seizing up. Just a simple chemist, that's all.
And are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm lucky, I guess. I'd rather do my work here than get sent to the front. I mean, this is where my skills are needed. It's better that I build machines to fight than I get myself killed. I'm lucky I learned to craft. Here, take this. You can start practicing.
Do you have anything to trade?
Trade? Do I look like a trader? No, I don't have anything to trade.
You don't have anything to trade?
Well, I might not be a trader, but I suppose I could do some trading for a few things.
Let's do some business.
Okay then, let me know what you have to trade.
Okay, I'm not interested in any of those, but I can do some selling, perhaps? Okay, I will sell some of the chems. Because I'm not interested in using them most of the time. I fear I'll become like addicted or something. The game has kind of mentioned that a couple of times.
What did you think of the last sermon?
To be honest, I wasn't really listening.
But aren't you interested in what's going on out there? How Kalaan's will can be done?
Do you really think they're telling us the truth?
Well, of course. Why would they lie to us?
Are you really that naive?
A visitor? Whatever brings you to the Hort? Welcome, I guess. Say, how well do you know the area outside the Hort? I guess you can take care of yourself if you've managed to make it here.
What's that to you?
Well, you see, if you can handle yourself, I could use your help.
What do you need help with?
A squad of combat mechs has gone haywire. They're refusing remote shutdown and are attacking anything that moves. I sent a recovery party to attempt a reset, but they're late making their report. I've got to find out what happened to the recovery party and what's gone wrong with those mechs. There's another squad of mechs due off the assembly line, and I need to know what's gone wrong before they go haywire too. It's probably a faulty batch of AI chips. That's my guess. But I need someone to go out there and check the chipsets so I can check them.
So, you're some sort of mechanic?
Mechanic? I'm a legate, responsible for procuring materials, producing new mechs, and repairing our mech squadrons, among other duties. Sure, the other legates are out there using their skills and suggestions to take the fight forward, but we're here giving the Hort the mechs that keep us safe.
How can I be promoted to legate?
You'll have to prove yourself to the Judicators. You should start by talking to Judicator Reinhold up in the Citadel. You'll find him more approachable than Ulbricht. We're short of personnel, so he would welcome a new acolyte.
Why don't you fix those mechs yourself?
Oh, no, I've had no field training. Assembly lines, manufacturing, and repair in a nice warm workshop. That's what I do.
Okay, I'll bring you the AI chips.
Good. I hope I'm right about this. And I hope it's just one batch that's affected. If this is a problem with the AI chip design, we'll have to track down all the AI chips of that design before more mechs go homicidal. Get me those AI chips and make it fast, will you? Fast like, I need those chips now.
Where can I find these mechs?
Well, they were supposed to be on a trial run out to the border with TAVR. But as far as I know, they only got a short distance from the Hort. Let me upload their location beacons to your adjutor. Now, I'm not promising their trackers are working. Not if everything else is malfunctioning.
And if these coordinates are wrong?
Well, the recovery team said they'd found the mechs out by the old world runway. So there's a good chance they're still there.
Runway?
An old airstrip where planes used to... That doesn't matter. It's a big concrete road. Head out of the Hort and go west. You'll find it.
Concrete runway to the west. Got it.
Okay, this looks like an important building.
If you have something to report, speak to Judicator Reinhold.
Efficient, successful. The Clerics have achieved great things with the technology that was entrusted to them. Who knows what they can achieve in the years to come?
Routine running without error.
Hey, you! I need an adjustable wrench and a set of retaining rings. And, if you are up for it, bring me a weapons-grade Elex battery, a pressurized air intake valve, and what was the last?
I'll get the things you need.
Wait a second. There is still something missing. Let me think now. Damn it, it was right here. I had it a moment ago.
Do you want my help?
Quiet. Oh, damn it, that's my line of concentration gone. You know how hard it is to get a moment's peace to think in this place? Damn it, what the hell was it that I was thinking about? I think I will have to get the tool myself. The machines we build and maintain here, they are all that will stop the owls. But, do I get the resources I need to do the job properly? Do I, hell?
What's got you so stressed?
We used to work. We used to make things and think of the future. But, now everything we do is for combat. I didn't become a mechanic for that, but I suppose we all have to do our duty if this war is to be won.
It sounds like you think your work is important.
Now, you're sounding like a legate. This isn't ego. This isn't about me. This is about getting the equipment our forces need. You don't think that's important? We are the only ones who can really stop the owls. That takes a toll. That means everything here has to go smoothly. That means I've got to get production running at full capacity. And it means I need someone to take care of some of the day-to-day things, while I get all this working properly.
What can you teach me?
Teach me something.
It's done.
Crafting. Which I'm not interested in any of those skills, I guess.
Pay me, and I'll help you.
Deal. It's not like I have time to waste. I need you to get me a set of replacement parts. With all the mechanics we've lost recently, we are chronically undermanned here. So, this list has been sitting here waiting to be sorted. If you're available, I need you to get over to my supplier and get me those parts, okay?
No problem.
Thanks. I'll see you when you get back. Good luck. We need those parts.
You didn't tell me. Yeah, you didn't tell me where I can find him.
Where can I find your supplier?
He's a trader. He sets up business near the gate during the late evening hours.
Okay.
not permitted to be here.
Good. That's the right decision.
Okay. Once again I feel kinda lost, but I think I've been to most places in here.
My mind is always left clear after talking to Balder.
You do know why that is, right? Can't you remember anything?
Yes, I remember. Balder makes sense of everything. He is very wise.
I won't argue with that. I don't really want to have to go and see Balder myself.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Nothing. Just forget what I said. I believe in the just nature of Calaan. And Balder sees that Kalaan's work is done.
Yes, yes. Calaan sees all.
Okay, so they're talking about the re-education. Yeah, House of Suggestors.
Maybe later.
Calaan be with you. What brings you to me? Are you here to pay your tithe?
I'm not here to pay anything.
All who stay here must pay their tithe to honor Calaan.
But let's get to the point. As the highest suggester, I don't have much free time, as I'm sure you understand.
Suggestion?
The correction of those who have strayed from the path of the pure. As the High Suggester, I assist the minds and souls of the lost to return to Kalaan's ways through suggestion. Kalaan's will works through a skill all clerics must learn. The mind must be free from false teachings. The body pure, free of the poison of Elex. Only then can we be at one with Calaan and his community. As a patriarch, it is my job to guide and advise. The will of Calaan clears the mind.
How do you clear someone's mind?
Through suggestion. We have developed technology, implants that allow us to guide the minds of others. It takes training, but it means we can bring people back to the pure path, or suggest to them that they do things that will assist us. It is an art that only the clerics understand.
Can elves do that? With their mutants?
The machine components you see on some wasteland mutants? We believe those allow the Albs a measure of control over the mutants. But it is a crude form of the suggestion we practice here. Some say it is because they are strong of mind. Others that it is because they have been poisoned. But I think the answer is more straightforward. Their commanders are using an extreme form of brainwashing on them already. Their minds are already being controlled.
So this is where you brainwash people?
No. You can't force people to change who they are. You can only bring out their better traits. That is what I do. I re-educate people. That is what I must do now. There is a poor wretch who requires re-education. Leave me. I must help him find the light of Calaan.
Yeah, I am going to report him. I think what that guy wanted me to do, which is to kill the other guy on a suspicion that he might be dangerous in the future. I think that's wrong, and that makes him dangerous, because to be honest, that's a bit demented when you see a new person you have never seen before, and your first conversation is you proposing to that person that they kill someone on your command.
Wolf wants Eli dead. He asked me to kill him.
Yes, I had a message from him insisting that Eli was beyond saving. But suggestion will win out. He can't resist it. I just hope I can get through to him before he gets someone to help him with his plan.
Wait, you know about his plan?
Of course. He isn't exactly timid about approaching people. The xenophobic imbecile wants people dead, and he is looking to recruit anyone who'll listen. You should stay well away from him.
That was a strange choice.
Wait, but if he knows about it, why don't they stop him? Outlaw Hunt audio log. Can I steal that? With possible impunity?
Stop sneaking around. Stop sneaking around.
Hey, yes, you. I'm looking.
What are you doing here?
Chad, a whiny little. Look, have you seen any outlaws around here?
What? Who are you? What brings you to Ignodon?
Look, I've traveled a long way, so please answer my questions and stop asking ones of your own, or I am gonna have to hang you from a wall by your testicles.
Why would you do something like that?
Oh, shit, didn't I say no questions? I just want answers.
Abessa, I met some outlaw going to Abessa.
And you couldn't have said that 20 seconds earlier. Would have saved your perfectly decent set of pants.
Okay, so he's searching for someone. That bounty hunter is searching for someone sort of all over the world. I don't think I was here.
Any asshole caught stealing will be sent to the Suggestors.
Why do you assume everyone wants to steal from you?
I have my reasons. And I have to look after my stocks. We're low on resources here. I can't go wasting them on thieves. And sure, it would be great if every acolyte could get the armor we make for paladins, but my supplies are limited. Only those who have acquired that rank can get that reward.
I want to trade.
Right you are. I'll show you what you can buy at your rank.
What is a rather large upgrade on top of what I currently use? Flamethrower. Damage 39. But I have a lot of fuel for it. Maybe I should pack a few points into strength. I'm not going to buy it, because I don't have money yet, but I'll try to remember that it exists. Maybe I will buy it eventually. I don't have money for the ammunition, but again, it's good to know that the Clerics sell the...
That building is an incredible feat of engineering. We Clerics certainly know how to make science practical.
That they sell energy weapon ammunition in large supply.
Halt. State your business. Only officially authorized personnel may enter. The archives are sacred stores of knowledge. Our faith preserves us, and we preserve the wisdom of our ancestors.
What wisdom?
The scriptures, the writings, the texts, the foundation of our faith, and old world manuals that support our technology. Here the worthy study. Here the worthy learn. And unless you're worthy, you aren't coming in.
Forget it. I was about to go anyway.
Then don't let me keep you. Calaan bless your path.
Another thing about the archives. Do you also study the old world?
Of course. If we repeat the mistakes of our ancestors, it could lead to another catastrophe. That is one of the reasons why we only task those with the strongest wills to study. Who knows what corrupting influences these artifacts could have?
What are you studying?
Everything that brings us closer to our goal.
What does that mean?
It means passing Calaan's tests. Calaan only takes those who are pure, and so to preach his words, we must be the purest of all. And knowledge, facts, interpretation, and analysis are the purest form of all devotion. And science is the purest of all the forms of study. It brings clarity to the mind. To achieve purity of the soul, we must understand ourselves. The Berserkers and the Outlaws will never have the discipline for that. They live in the moment. We have committed ourselves to the future. May Calaan open the infinite skies for us all.
Where do you get the material to study?
It takes persistence and luck. We send out our reclamation squads to search old world ruins. First, the selected area has to be pacified. As soon as that is done, we begin salvaging the valuable pieces and bringing them here.
Those areas tend to be infested with mutants.
There's a lot of planning involved. But even so, there are expeditions that don't go perfectly. Calaan teaches that knowledge comes at a price, and it is those who dedicate themselves to recovery of these artifacts that pay the highest price. I'd better return to my duties. You must seek elsewhere for more answers.
You must be dedicated to do this role.
It's my life. I guard here. I keep the archives safe. I draw strength from Calaan. A prayer break in the night is enough to keep me going for the rest of the day. Now, do us both a favor and leave. This area is off limits.
Okay, so he does go to pray at night, so presumably that's when I'm supposed to return.
So, here is the Wanderer I have heard about.
You've heard of me?
I know everything that happens here. So much so that some have taken to calling me the Eye of Calaan. I am Reinhold, Judicator. I stand watch for all those in the Hort, and the Hort stands as the guardian for all of Magalan. Such a duty requires vigilance. It means I must ask of everyone who comes here, are you friend or foe? Do you come here to gain the blessings of the Clerics, or to oppose us?
Why should I join you?
Because we can show you the path to salvation, for yourself and for all of Magalan. The Prophet Arvid helped preserve the knowledge of the past, and set us on a course to use it to build a future. You can be a part of that future. You can find your true purpose amongst our ranks.
Okay, I will pretend I want to join them, because to be honest, I still don't entirely know. I will have to decide between the Clerics and the Berserkers.
Yes, I want to become a Cleric.
Then Calaan will welcome you. Good. I can see potential in you. Let us hope that this potential can be realized. May your time in the Hort be peaceful and productive.
Tell me more about the Clerics.
What would you like to know?
What's happening in the city?
Calaan is wise, but mysterious. Through the Prophet Arvid, he warned us of the comet and the downfall of our world. He laid down the foundations for the Clerics out of the ashes of the old civilization. To Calaan, knowledge and wisdom are sacred. It is through knowledge and understanding that we can find our way to the infinite skies and a true understanding of ourselves.
Okay, this is very interesting and very suspicious, because Infinite Skies is a pre-collapse corporation, and quite important one, judging from the number of advertisement and mentions I found of them in pre-collapse documents. So if the phrase Infinite Skies is embedded into their holy texts, it makes me think even more that their whole religion is a sham. It's constructed maybe by some of the actual people that survived, because it has been implied that the Infinite Skies Corporation first of all knew about the comet, and second of all had some secret bases or bunkers. So maybe they actually survived the collapse and then founded this religion as a way to exploit people.
Infinite Skies.
A place of true enlightenment and salvation. Calaan teaches us that the comet's fires will not be the only challenge we face in our quest for survival.
If we are to save the people of this world, we must teach them Calaan's ways, that we must work together and gather all the knowledge we can. Because when the next catastrophe strikes our world, only those who have been prepared will survive.
Where did you get your technological knowledge?
Arvid himself left behind this knowledge. The gathering of old world knowledge, and the order to further it, was his greatest gift to all who have followed him. It has given us the machines that allow our way of life to continue. It has given us the technology we need to be ready for the next challenge we face. So, as you see, science and religion do not have to be mutually exclusive.
Tell me how promotion works within the Hort.
People who are new to our ranks are welcomed as an acolyte. Acolytes can learn the art of suggestion, train and learn the fundamentals of our way of life. The same applies for our legates and paladins. Each new rank brings new advantages, obligations, and privileges such as equipment.
Why would I want to become a cleric?
Because we are the last bastion against the owls. Our strength, our faith, and our technology are the only things that can stop them. Where the outlaws profit and the berserkers roll in the dirt, we have knowledge. The knowledge to make the world into what it once was, and much more. Join us, and you can participate in our knowledge, faith, and our technology.
Tell me about the other Judicators.
Judicator Johann fell on the battlefield. His is the highest honor. May Calaan have mercy on his soul. Judicator Ulbricht is responsible for the defense of Idan and all operations outside its borders. His is the grave duty of overseeing the war against the owls. If you have any intelligence that might help him in his duties, you will find him in the upper halls of the cathedral.
So, who are you? The welcoming committee?
I am a Judicator. I oversee everything in the Hort, from punishment to initiation.
Explain the rules of the Hort to me.
Well, Calaan's commandments are simple and fair. They are rules to be found in many places, but to us, they are sacred. Theft, physical assault, murder, the dealing of chems are all punishable offenses. You may face a fine, re-education, or for the worst offenders, execution. And of course, your soul will pay the price. Stay with us, and you will learn of Calaan and his ways. Abide by the words of the great prophet Arvid, and you will open your way to eternity.
Eternity. Check. Is chem dealing a big problem here in the Hort?
I had thought we were free of their vile product, but it seems we do have something of a problem. A large reward has been offered to anyone able to bring them to justice. That should prevent this from becoming a bigger problem. If you think you can find these dealers, I would welcome your insight.
It is interesting that in a faction that focuses on data, its people are seeking an escape through chems.
The tired, the weak-minded, the vulnerable are being preyed upon. These animals are adept at spotting those who are susceptible.
About the chem dealers here in the Hort.
Yes?
Do you have any leads on where they may be operating?
Well, I had given Dietrich the task of investigating them, but he doesn't seem to have had much luck so far. You should check what leads he has. To my knowledge, he had slimmed the investigation down to 3 suspects. You should start with them.
Did Dietrich say why he suspected these 3?
Dietrich said his investigation had eliminated everyone apart from Oswald, Hagen, and Siegfried. He can explain his methodology to you. But as I recall, it was a simple process of rejecting anyone who lacked the requisite access and opportunity. You should speak with the guards who were on duty at the time. Try and get that information as a written report. Anecdote and memory are best not relied on in these cases.
Do I know who the chem dealer is? Not really. Like, I guess, you know, that guy... What's his name? That guy in one of the buildings that was waiting for a package. He was kind of sus, but I don't think that's enough to accuse him.
Where can I find these guards?
Well, there's Xander. He was on duty at the main gate on the night in question. Then there is the mine guard and the factory guard. Have you been to the mine? If not, you will find it to the west, below the cathedral. The factory guards patrol to the north, by the mech production facilities.
Are there any more details you can tell me about the chem dealing?
Well, these cases are difficult. Once you find someone who has lapsed into use, they rarely give up the culprit for hope of keeping their supply. But in this case, the user let slip the time of the deal. So we've been working backwards from there. The user involved, though, well, he's no longer in a position to provide us with useful information. And so we are relying on getting reports from the guards that can help us place who was where on the night in question. Let us hope this line of investigation produces something concrete.
So, you decide who becomes a cleric and who doesn't?
Correct. Initiates are only allowed to join us when I decide they are worthy. And should they complete the tasks that are given to them, then I would welcome them into our community. And every acolyte that joins us can then begin on the path of enlightenment to gain promotion here.
I'm ready. Give me a task.
As you wish. I could use the help of someone who hasn't had time to establish themselves here. Someone with a more objective viewpoint. We've recently had to deal with the sad deaths of some of the faithful who wandered right into the arms of a chem dealer. Every one of us suffers temptation, and all must hope they can prevail against it. But those who deal in misery, who exploit the weakness of others, they are a problem that must be eliminated. Complete this task, and you will open the door to becoming a cleric, a true warrior for Calaan.
That was remarkable.
Okay, this episode has been more than long enough. In fact, a little too long. I have sort of forgot to look at the timer. So I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.